welcome to Browney's Garage. Today I'm finally going to build a bench grinder stand so I can get this grinder off my bench, clear up some space, and it's not held on by dodgy clamps anymore. Let's have a look at what we've got to do it. So some dodgy Swede has laid this out for me. Clearly we're getting rid of the element. Like most flat packs, I'm going to have to crack out the grinder and welder. This is what we'll be using. This is all parts that I had laying around, so you can obviously buy a grinder stand from your hardware store. This is all stuff I had laying around, and it'll make it adjustable for what I want to do. It'll also be for the drill press as well at some stage. Just got an old tail shaft, really hoping that's steel and not aluminum. We'll find out. Just an old brake disc, I think that's off an EB Falcon. A hub off my BA Falcon that I pulled off as a unit to replace that. A couple of bits of sheet steel and just other bits and pieces we'll need along the way. I'll start cutting this down and maybe it'll make a bit more sense as we go. Let's put the camera on time lapse and we'll start chopping it down. Okay, so I think we've got it all cut down enough to give you a better idea of what we're going for here. Just excuse the temporary window covering, I'm just trying to stop some of the wind getting in whilst we deal with that later on. So what we've got is, we've got this hub that's now cut away from the knuckle. I'll have to cut that a bit shorter so that we're sitting on the disc here. This disc is going to be the base for the stand and should give us the weight. Hopefully it'll be enough weight to stop that thing tipping. I'll then cut down and drill this out so that slips over the studs. That will make it so that if that disc assembly isn't heavy enough, I can change it, I can add some weight, I can take it off to move it or make this longer or change it or whatever I need to. So that'll be able to come apart from there. This, it is 8mm mild steel, will be welded to the base of this tail shaft. Now, we'll pop this open. There's actually cardboard stuffed in the middle of some of this, which is quite interesting. So I think that's possibly a anti-vibration idea. Interesting to see anyway. And then at the top of the tail shaft, we've just got another mild steel plate. This one's 6mm, I believe. 6 and 8mm should be well and truly overkill for what we need, but that 8mm will give us a bit more weight at the base as well. And who knows what this will have on the top. It will have the drill press as well at stages, the grinder. I just need it. Overkill's fine. That's what I had. Just a quick note as well, that yoke that we cut off, I'm going to hold on to that. That fits a lot of the transmissions we have on the cars we work here. So if we ever need to take a transmission out and you don't want to lose all that transmission fluid, you want to keep it, or maybe you want to save it until you can drain it properly somewhere else. Or even just storing it, slip that yoke in and you won't lose all the transmission fluid out of that, hopefully. Alright, oh, and one last thing, I've got this anti-vibration pad too that we'll be using underneath that brake rotor. Hopefully, yeah, as it says, try and keep some of that vibration down. We'll see how that goes as well. Just a cheapie from Bunnings, so I'm sure it'll come in handy. Alright, that's it. I'll get back to it. I'll leave the video running and we'll come back to you when we're a bit further along. dried up and we're looking pretty good. Just don't look too closely at those welds. Honestly, they're actually pretty good. They don't look the prettiest, but they'll be plenty strong. A big part of doing this was to get back into welding, get back into practicing. I haven't done much recently, so it's a good project to do that on. It's also going to be nice and tall. This is nearly 1.2 meters tall, which is really good for me. It's hard to get stuff tall enough for me at times, so that's going to be really handy. Quick note before we do the final assembly. You might notice that we're not using the full hub that we had planned to use. It's just how these things go. The ideas develop as you actually work with them a bit. It was just going to be too much work. That hub-centric ring on that hub was coming through, so we're either going to have to cut that down or hole saw out this plate. I didn't really want to do either of those. It was going to take too much time. I don't think we're losing much benefit. It was going to add a little bit of weight and just save us some time not having to tack weld these in. But in the end, it was quicker and easier to do it this way, and I think it looks quite good. It should work well. Alright, that's it. Let's get to final assembly. And that's it, job's done. We've got ourselves a custom bench grinder stand for next to no money. Pretty happy with how that's turned out, and most importantly, what I really wanted, freed up all this bench space for more activities. Small problem with that. During a build, I realised I really wanted a bench vise. And where does a bench vise go? On the bench. The corner we freed up seems like the best place for me. Seems a bit pointless now, doesn't it? So I guess this is a bad time to say stay tuned to the channel. We got some more car content coming up. I promise it won't be as pointless as this. This has just been a little side project we'll do from time to time, showing you what we're building around the garage. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time. Cheers. Much better.